Welcome, everybody, to our second episode about driving cars and all that kind of stuff. So, I'm here with Profe Peter.
Yes, thank you for having me here, Ignabriel. Well, I'm Prof. Peter. I'm Peter Driver. I'm a teacher on this driving skill. So thank you for having me here,
Thank
and
you,
thank you
thank
for letting
you.
me share my knowledge about driving.
Now, thanks you for all the knowledge you share about this, all your experience also. So, today for you, we have 8 important aspects you must consider before driving a car. The first important aspect
Hmm.
when you drive a car, before getting into the car, you must check things on the outside, right? For
Right?
example, the tires.
Yeah, the
Why
tires.
should we check the tires?
Well, as you know, the tires are the only point of contact between the vehicle and the surface and the roadway, right? So you have to be aware that the tire is fully inflated, with the right or air pressure. Yeah. So you
Mhm.
have the excellent traction that the tire brings to you. Yeah, the best traction possible.
And what would happen if I don't check the tires before driving?
Well, you can lose the air. That is the main threat here, losing the air. But you can lose the air by the wheel to explode because there is so thin, the membrane of
The
the
thread?
yeah, the thread is too thin, so it can explode if that happens. So you have to correct that. You have to, if your tire has a thread uh, very low, the depth less than 1.6 millimeters,
Hmm.
you can be harmed for that, for the tire like, losing the air suddenly.
Hmm.
So if that happens, you have to change the tire for a tire that has at minimum 3 millimeters depth in the threads.
That's the minimum.
That's the minimum.
Ah,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
right.
1.6 is the less than you can have before exploding or losing the air. So keep that the tire on 3. But if
All
they
right.
ask for the minimal capacity of hanging on the air, of keeping on the air, right, is the 1.6 the depth. Less than that, no.
Uh-huh. What should we do if our tires don't um, fit that uh, requirement?
Well, you have to buy another one, another tire, maybe new one. If you can buy a new tire, it would be good. But if you can find a used one in a good shape with the depth of the thread more than 3 millimeters, you can also buy it. Yeah. But if you can buy a new one, that's on you. The important thing is the has the right depth and also the right air pressure, because you have
Uh-huh.
to inflate that in the right pressure. In the usually in the gas stations are these machines that can allow you to inflate the tire and deflate the tire as well. So follow that what the manufacturer is telling you to do when filling on with air the tires.
So or each car must be, or each um, car's tires must be inflated according to the
What
manufacturer.
manufacturer says
Uh-huh.
recommends, yes. And well, you were saying that we should look the cars from the outside. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
the one important thing to start on the outside. Yeah,
Oh yes.
and when on the outside as well, you can look at the lights.
Uh-huh.
The lights,
Oh
because
yes.
the
Um,
lights you have in the car, that you have front lights and you have rear lights as well. So check if that
uh-huh.
right.
And how many lights does a car have?
Well, in the front part of the car, there are two headlights. The main headlight, yeah, that provides you the low beam and the high beam. so
Oh,
you can light the front view at night or where the visibility is poor.
all right.
Then you have two parking lights. Yeah, that is can be turned on in the inside from the inside. The parking lights. You have two parking lights at back. Yeah, but well, two parking lights and two turning signals as well. One for right and one for left. And in the rear part,
Uh-huh.
you have two parking lights as well as the front part. Then you also two turn signals, the right and left. Yes, and also you have here two reverse lights. Yeah, when you put reverse and you're going to go backwards, these lights should be on, so you alert the rest of the drivers that you are going back. And well, I as well you have to have the license plate illuminated with a light, so check that as well because the rear license plate is the one that has to have light. Okay.
All right. So
Hmm.
all these lights must be working before if we want to drive.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, because they are all important. They have to be clean. They has to be functional. Yeah. So we that are well as well that the beams are correctly adjusted, so
Mhm.
you don't provoke or cause an accident. So that is the main thing. You have to have the lights well shaped,
Oh
all
yes.
functioning correctly to not cause an accident. Yes.
Oh yes. So well after that we have to check some things uh, under the roof, right? Sorry, under the hood.
Under the hood, yes, yes,
Uh huh.
under the hood, yeah, because well, you look, as you were saying, you look from the outside, you check on the wheels, you check on the lights, and then yes, open your hood,
Uh huh.
and look for the basic things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the first thing inside the motor would be checking the brake fluid
Yes.
level. Why
Yes.
we have to check this?
Well, the brakes, allow the vehicle to stop. So if you are moving fast or moving slow, if you don't have brakes, you cannot stop. So in order to avoid an accident or driving cautiously, yeah,
Uh huh.
cautiously, yes, you have to have the very good brakes or the brakes in very good shape. So for the brakes to work, you have to check this brake fluid because the brakes work thanks to the presence of brake fluid. So
Hmm.
if there's any brake fluid missing, you can crash. You can lose till 90% of the braking capacity or more even in some cases. So you have to be aware on that.
Yeah, that's one of the most important things. Um, what do we have to do to check this? How do you know if there is the right level of brake fluid level?
Well, yeah, in the system that you put the liquid on the outside part, there are some levels: the full level and the low level. So you have to look at that. Look at what level is your liquid on the level printed there, and if do you see that the level has been being down or lower than the full capacity, you have to check. If there is much more liquid under the full mark, you maybe or you could have a leak. So if you have a leak, you will lose the brake power. So if there is a little low fluid, you can fill it up to
Mhm.
the full level. But you have to check as well with a mechanic, with a mechanic shop.
Oh yes, in case a leak is in some part of the system, right?
Yeah, yeah. So you don't have to have leaks in that system. Yes.
Oh yes. So well, the next thing we have to check is the engine. In this
Hmm.
case, the oil level.
Yeah, yeah.
Why?
Because the engine is a moving thing, so as it's like the heart of the vehicle. So you have to fuel it with the car. I mean, you have to fuel it with gasoline gas, so the engine can work. But the working on the engine is linked to the lubrication system, because as the engine has many moving parts that require lubrication, don't having don't have don't having any um, oil inside could be diminish the how can I say that is you have to have the oil in the right level so the motor cannot like get stuck,
Uh,
because the lubrication system
and
is
overheat also maybe.
stuck on overheat. Yes,
Uh,
yes. The lubrication system allows your engine to functioning well,
mhm.
well lubricating, doesn't getting stuck, doesn't getting overheated. So if you have a low level, you have to fill it up. It can get low sometimes. If there is oil, a critical oil loose in the car, you have to check with your mechanic as well, and you have to change all the oil from time to time. You have to a limited amount of kilometers or miles to drive with a specific type of oil, and then after getting on the full kilometers that the oil holds, you have to change it. You have to change the oil and change the oil filter as well.
Mhm.
Hmm.
From time to time, change the oil and the oil filter.
Yes. Oh yes.
Great. The other thing we have to check is the coolant system.
Yes, because
Uh-huh.
the motor when running, it heats a lot. So the cooling system is designed to cool the engine. So you have to have the right amount of cooling system as cooling water as well.
Mhm.
You have to fill it with some specific type of liquid, distilled water or antifreeze. I
Uh-huh.
recommend personally antifreeze because it helps the engine to work better. And check it from time to time, at least once a month, or always every time before going on a trip, a long trip or a vacation trip. So you have to check that as well. Yes, you are right. And well, and to have more visibility as well, because well, that things are for the engine to work fine.
Uh-huh.
Then you have to check for the visibility inside the hood, under the hood. There's also a windshield wiper fluid that you have to check the level. So
Uh-huh.
if in that place the level is down, you have to refill it.
Uh-huh.
So you check that, and that's the basic. And the basic, you close the hood.
Oh
Now you
yes.
can be looking at some more things.
Oh yes. Oh yes. And why do we have to check um, the windshield wiper fluid?
Oh yeah, the windshield wiper. We have to check that because if in other case you don't you are not being able to look to the outside. I mean, if the windshield is not clean, you will not see good to the front.
Oh yes, you won't see what's in front of
So
you.
you need a very good visibility through the windshield.
Oh yes.
And in all the windows as well. So the front windshield has its own liquid connection from the inside. So the liquid turns on the windshield wipers as well.
Uh-huh.
So that is both of things. You have to check the fluid level that is inside under the hood, and the part on the outside that is the wipers. Everything there is going to it has to
Uh-huh.
work well
Yes, to clean the
to
windshield
clean
in
the
case
windshield.
of any emergency
Yeah, sure.
and not to lose visibility, as you said.
Yes.
So we check most of the things
Mm-hmm.
uh, outside the car, uh, under the hood, and also we have to check some things inside the car,
Yeah.
right? For example, the seat.
Yeah, you have to adjust the mirrors, adjust the seat,
This,
everything,
uh-huh,
everything. But the first thing you have to do is adjust the seat so you can reach the clutch pedal to the bottom. So
uh-huh,
that is what the first thing you have to do after doing that, you have to check your mirrors. Order your mirrors or adjust your mirrors in the way that you can see the traffic behind, and try to avoiding as many dead angles or blind spots possible.
Uh-huh.
So when after setting the mirrors, then you have to put on the seatbelt and ask everybody inside the car that puts the seatbelt too. So after that, maybe you can turn on the car, right? You can
Uh-huh.
start the car.
And when we started the car, what can we check? We have um, some icons in front of us.
Yeah. After, as I was saying, after putting the seatbelt, you turn on the car, and the dashboard is going
Mhm.
to be on. There are going to be instruments working, lights also working. So when you are about to start the engine, all the lights has to be on. Then when you turn on the engine, actually, you need to see in the dashboard that every indicator light is off instead of the brake light, because the brake light has to be on as you are keeping the brake hand, put it on. So if the lights, all the lights turns off and just keeps the brake light, or maybe the light that indicates the your beams are on, you are ready to go. But also,
Mhm.
there is one more point that you have to see in the dashboard. That is the fuel level. That is the last thing
Oh
before
yes,
driving.
that's very
Fuel
important.
level.
Why should we check the fuel level?
Yeah, because if there is any fuel on the gas tank, you are not being able to move your car. So you have to, if the fuel level is low, you have to go and refill it in a gas station, as many fuel as you can possibly buy, so you can not lose the engine power.
Oh yes,
Hmm.
yeah, that's true. So I think we already covered all the
Yeah,
points.
yeah, that's the main eight aspects.
Yes,
That is
those are the main aspects.
eight.
You have to check before driving a car.
Yeah, basic aspects. So you don't drive a car before knowing that it's in a good shape, so
Oh
you can
yes,
avoid accidents.
oh yes. So before leaving, before ending this episode, what is your advice for drivers?
Well, I advise that you be aware of your car. That the car is not just an instrument; it's an important part of your life for some people. That it allows you to move from some place to another place, but to do that in a good way, you have to be aware of the maintenance. Maintenance. You have to check the status of your car, the
Keep a
tires.
regular maintenance.
Yes, the tires, the motor, because it's a living. It's almost like a living thing. So if you want him to live, you have to check it from time to time. So check your car. Don't just drive it. Check it as well.
Oh yes,
Hmm.
yes. A good maintenance um, must be always taken into consideration before driving. So that will be all for today. Thank you, Prof. Peter,
No, thanks to
for your
you.
advices,
Thank,
for all your knowledge.
Thanks to you for having me here. Thanks for the invitation. And be ready to listen to some more episodes from soon on. So we're just starting and we have more news, interesting things to share with you. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you
listening.
for all the
Thank
people
you,
who
Ignabriel,
listened.
for having
You're
me here.
welcome.
And that's it. That's for today, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yes, oh yes. Have a great moment. Until the next time, until the next episode.
Until the next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.